Goofball. Hey. You crawl up there all by yourself? Watching Cat in the Hat? Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Guys, this is real life. That Kia sticker is crooked as all heck. How do people live with themselves? That would blow, like, I'd have to rip the damn thing off. That would aggravate the heck out of me. This is freaking pitiful. Happy, happy, happy. You're in swim lessons for a reason. Miley. You're killing me. Whoa!
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hustling Horsepower YouTube channel. In this video right here, we go through fixing all this crappy wiring on the new trailer that we got just a couple weeks ago. And we find some old stuff from the OG 28 steel when Street Racing Channel was putting on the races. And Matt Rice from DNR Auto called me out in a big wheels race. We went through and kicked his butt. But as y'all know, we got the lift in the trailer in one of the previous videos. And then Straight Gangster is ready to go. But it does have the borrowed motor in that still. But all the parts have shipped to get the new motor in the car. So we could try to bring this thing down south for the winter. But we're looking forward to that deal here. Guys, we appreciate all of you that like and subscribe to the channel and follow along on the journey. We're looking forward to a good 2024 year. At least as many memories as we can make. Well, guys, I'm leaving my doctor's appointment. And some of y'all are probably like, why is he talking about doctor's appointments? Well, guys, because this is all a part of the YouTube channel. I said we were going to do this real. And sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's really bad. And sometimes it's just real. But, like right now it's just real because I don't even remember what. I was running a little bit late, so I don't even remember where I parked. We'll start off at level 4. But my doctor said, I've been doing this stuff for 35 years. I've done over I've done hundreds of thousands of procedures. And yours confused me. So, yeah. So he ordered more tests and some other stuff. So that will be going on in the next several weeks. And then I gotta see him again, January 24th. And yes, it is like December 16th right now, so like another month and a half away or whatever. But I gotta go get some more special x-rays and stuff like that of my intestines to see, check all that stuff out. So we'll just see, you know, you just gotta play it by ear. But yeah, when he said he's done hundreds of thousands of those procedures, and he was confused about what he found in mine, I don't know. That's why you gotta say, screw it, life short, you know, live every day for what it's worth. See you guys soon. I don't know, we'll try to get something done today.
Well, guys, there's people out there that do work like this. You could see inside here all the little different wrappings that each one of these was wrapped around. This is freaking pitiful. I'm gonna have to cut all this back, and this thing got ground down for a while, so maybe I'll just replace the whole freaking end on it. We'll see. Probably be best if I just went and replaced the whole damn thing. Well, guys, this is a sure way to have issues. All these Scotch locks. This is something that, in my opinion, should never freaking be used ever. Worst invention ever. Like, these things just corrosion. Just brutal. So I'm going to order up a gang box, or a junction box. They call them gang boxes. I don't know why. But it'll be a 7-pin. So you could see earlier in the video that this setup right here was freaking atrocious. So, but unfortunately, I can't relocate these farther forward or farther back without having it just be a complete cluster. So for the $10, $15 that the gang boxes are, I'll be able to isolate all this stuff and make it waterproof and weatherproof. So these will all get cut, and I'll mount the gang box underneath here. I'll order up an 8-foot extension cord. This is a 5-foot RV tongue on this trailer, so gives you plenty of turning radius with this deal. So guys, Straight Gangster sitting in the trailer, basically ready to go. lift is basically fully installed, and got to go through here and fix up the cluster that they had here. So I ordered up this 8-foot extension trailer harness, 7-pin harness, but it also came with this what we call a gang box here. It's a fully insulated and waterproof box for all the terminals. Previously on most trailers, they have this battery box right here that holds this little guy right here for your trailer brakes, and they just have a whole bunch of like butt connectors, or in this case, or a lot of cases, they have Scotch locks in here, which are junk. So right now we have all of our trailer wiring here. We have all of our wiring going to the 7-pin connector on the vehicle. And we're gonna go through here and we're gonna install this gang box, but I disassembled it all because we're gonna run this through here and put the gang box back under here so it's out of the weather. Trailer has a bigger battery up here, but I think I'm gonna eventually maybe build this up a little bit so we can mount the generator off the tongue here, just for when we're racing at places where it's not overly convenient to take the generator on and off or out of the trailer in case we have to quickly load the truck, quickly load the race car. So guys, we have our gang box roughly mounted here, and this is our 7-pin wiring coming from the vehicle. This is the wiring harness from the trailer. So we're gonna bring this in here like this, and of course we're gonna cut all these to length so they line up properly. Now these are all different. There's 2 different styles, generally speaking. You got the opens and you got the closed. And the closed, you can actually go through and you can put a little slot in them with a razor blade and feed the wires through. I have some shrink wrap wiring, so that's how we're going to do it. We're going to use the solid here with some shrink wrap on all the wires here once we get it all fitted, so it seals up pretty nicely on here. If this hole's a little bit too big, you can put a little dab of silicone on there just to make sure it's not going to leak. So we got this all mounted in there. We're going to go through and start trimming our wires to fit. So guys, this one's a prime example. Like, this is a solid one that I just put a little slice in with the razor blade because something like this is way too big, right? Just for two little wires here. So these right here is basically like a jumper wire, right? It is for the trailer brake safety release. This piece right here, this little plastic piece right here, there's 2 electrical connectors in here, and this plastic piece separates them. This jumper wire right here, one goes to the blue wire, which is trailer brakes, and one goes to power. So when this plastic piece gets released, if the trailer was ever to break away, there's basically a spring in here, and it connects these 2. So then it just automatically turns your trailer brakes on with it disconnected from everything else. So we're gonna run through this. One will go to blue, one will go to black. The 12-volt power, it doesn't matter what one goes where because it is literally just a jumper wire. But we're gonna go through here, and we got this battery hooked up to the setup here. But I'm gonna go and put this battery back in here, and we're gonna actually run this as a backup battery for everything else, just in case something was to happen to that main battery. Now there's a time and a place for everything, right? But these things are heat shrink connectors. I like using them for basically everything, even when we're going in like a weatherproof box like that, the gang box right there. But please use something like a micro torch. I mean, there's a time and a place where you got to use, like, you know, a full-size torch, but do your best to use the right tool for the job. Heat gun or a micro torch like that. Otherwise, you start burning your wires, and that's just, you know, that's just nothing. The cool thing about heat shrink connectors is you could actually form them. So you can see how there's these bends in there. That's because the one has to come up here and go to the left to the blue, and this one will go to the power, which is on the right side of the box. So they got to come back to the center here, so it actually makes it a little bit easier, keeps the pressure off the lines, because once these harden up, they're back good to go. But you can form them with the heat shrink connector. Well, guys, for the most part, it is done. We got runaway chain here. Got this nice little piece here to hold our 7-pin connector. That's the first time I've ever seen one of those, but they're slick. Keeps the snow out of them, keeps the weather out of them, and keeps the pin from rusting. Then back here, I gotta find another P-clamp because this sucker's gonna come up in here and it'll wrap up in here and sit like that. But we got the gang box in there and it's all situated, so we're not gonna have any issues there any longer, hopefully. I also have it wired up so that when it's connected to the bus and the bus is running, it will charge the 12-volt battery. So that makes that a whole lot nicer. Then to here, I'm gonna rig up this deal here. I took out fitting back in here. And this is the fuel cell for the bus. And we're going to end up putting this sucker in there. Eventually, we're going to put a ball valve where this plug is. And it'll hook up to the auxiliary tank, which helps us save a lot on fuel costs and stuff like that, because we can shop our fuel prices. As you can see, the bus is 192 gallons, and we have a 100-gallon auxiliary tank mounted in it. So we can carry up to 300 gallons of fuel. And that really helps us save quite a bit of money by being able to shop fuel prices and buying fuel at the cheapest place. And yes, this sucker has a lock on it, and we do use it. So right now we got that situated in there. We're gonna put the plug in there because eventually, we're not gonna finish this up right now, but I'm gonna put a ball valve in there just for safety precautions, a safety valve there, so that it could be shut off when it's not in use, and then opened up when we're about to use it.
Action.
What did you say, abracadabra?
Abracadabra.
Wow.
Whoa, so cool. Practicing my enthusiasm for Miley.
You're a hot dog head. That's a big fuel tank, ain't it?
It'd look even bigger if you weren't standing in front of the camera. It is.
What the hell is this thing? Oh, that's a drain or something like that. Look at all this friggin'.
Dang.
It's not rust because it's a stainless steel bus. That's why we bought the damn thing. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna rust. See, look at that. That's just friggin'
Dirt.
dirt and
Grime.
diesel.
So why'd you take the door off?
So, was I wiping that off?
I don't think so.
I was just covering the dirt. I don't know what I was doing. Alright, so we got to, there's an air gap in here. I just want to make sure there's an air gap in here, because we're going to run this fuel line down through here, right?
Yeah.
Then we're going to put some tech screws into here. I'm just joking. Some hillbillies will do that. No, that's our fuel tank. So we're going to run our fuel line. We're going to have a ball valve in here, on-off valve, right? And we'll have our 3/8 or 5/16 fuel line come down here. Might even be able to run on the, a little bit tight on the backside. So we don't want it chafing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chafing's no good. So let's run that through here. Put a couple of zip ties along here. Run it down through here. Then send it right out the bottom and run it through a rail. So I might even do get some aluminum tubing or something like that. And then run the fuel line through the aluminum tubing. But there is a protective rail in there that I can feed it through too. There's a rib. There's 4 ribs in the box. I can put it in through the rib and run it through the rib into our fuel tank back there. But this is easier than I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's good news.
What is this vent here? Gotta be, right?
I would assume so.
I think that's how we're going to do that. Action.
Action.
So guys, don't mind the mess of the trailer. We're going through rewiring the trailer and stuff like that, the 7-pin connector and blah blah blah. But I was going through here and I'm hooking up the auxiliary fuel cell to the prison bus, and I needed to find a ball valve. And I was walking in through the garage looking through my pile of junk. I found this ball valve, and this little bottle right here. Do you remember what this was?
Yeah, the big wheels race.
So we did a big wheels race. And like, I don't know, probably 2 o'clock in the morning, midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. We got the Dirty 30 done before we had to leave, right? So me and my buddy Ryan, we were like, hey, we got.
You guys were bored.
We were kind of bored because like the car was ready to go, right? And Matt Rice.
Okay.
Matt Rice called me out in a big wheels race. I was like,
a couple weeks before.
Yeah, a couple weeks before, and I was like, okay, we got like an hour to like come up with something. So I got an old nitrous fitting. I don't even think I used the TIG welder. Now that looks like a MIG welder. Friggin' MIG welded this friggin' fitting on here, came up with this deal, and believe it or not, this sucker held like 1,000 PSI of nitrous, this weld right here. So we cranked it open, and friggin' Ryan was purging it for me, doing some burner pops like, you know, top fuel, or jet cars and stuff like that. And this thing put out enough thrust to really give it to Matt Rice from DNR Auto. Like, we kicked his butt, like, embarrassingly. So, yeah, this right here, we're going to have to disassemble it, but hey, I'm going to leave this part on here just in case we have to, you know,
just in case
bring it out again.
Just in case he calls me out again, we'll go buy another $16 valve, and we'll lay it to him. But this is the 1/2-inch pipe threading that we need. Works out perfect. But hey, Matt, you want to call me out again? I'll put 2 15 bottles together, and we'll really have some thrust, and we'll gap them worse than we did. That was see, like, the problem is though, right? That was like Marion County Dragway up in northwest Ohio, and we had a lot of good times back then. Street Racing Channel was putting on races back then. I don't know if that was a plates in 28. No, what was that? OG 28's class. It was factory style suspension, factory floor, factory firewall, so on and so forth. And that was a fun class, and like the racers all had a lot of fun. Like,
yeah,
it was just a party, but like it was a race too, and like it was serious. But we used to have a pretty good crowd for back in like 2019, 2020, whenever that was. At least 4 years ago. This is before like small tire no prep got like big, and we'd have. There was times we had a couple thousand people out there, and it was a hell of a good time. And I don't know if those times will ever come back, just because like the sport's getting so much more expensive. Back then we were going like 530s, 550s. You know, fast cars were going 520s, and this is front side no prep stuff. But man, we had a freaking blast. There was a lot of cars that would go 580s, and everyone was just having a lot of, like, it was good times. But unfortunately, I'm not sure those times will ever come back, just because like the advancement of the sport and stuff like that. But yeah, that was some good times. I don't know how many times we got back into New York at like 6 o'clock in the morning. You dropped me off at work so I could go, like, you know, do it again the next weekend. But we raced a lot. That was fun. Good times. But yep, here's a little nitrous deal. Our friggin' we had some fun with that sucker. We spent way too much money in nitrous that day though, but it was worth it. Memories last forever. Back at it. Go get back to making dinner. I'm gonna go back to friggin' hooking up this fuel cell.
Well, guys, I'm calling it a night. Eventually I'm gonna buy one of the big Milwaukee friggin' 20-volt portable lights, but I've been working with. So guys, I've been working off the flashlight, and eventually I'm gonna buy myself one of the big Milwaukee portable lights, but for right now we're gonna call it quits. We got the valve in there, so there's a safety valve in here, and then this will get ran into down and through, and I should be able to run the hose through that hose there as the protection and stuff like that, and we'll run it along the inside rail here and come out into our fuel cell that will be mounted up in here. And there's a rail that runs underneath there and through, so that should be all good there. And then we got the power going up into the bus, that there will be a switch up in there to turn it on and off. And yeah, it should all work out. So we'll see how this all goes. And yeah, calling it quits. It's too damn cold out. Well, guys, it looks like we're in pretty good shape here. Got all that working. Got all those working. Yeah, I'm missing a marker light. Better not go to California. Running lights. See here. Most of the marker lights working on this side. That one's a little dim. Boom, boom, boom. Most of the marker lights are working. Should be in pretty good shape here. Most everything's working here.